Anyway,
StreamYard is hilarious.
hey, I think we're live. I think we're live now. It took a minute for StreamYard to decide it was ready to do what we needed it to do, but we are here and we are live. Today's Wednesday, October the 23rd. Yep, that's what it is. Wednesday, hump day. Hump
It's
day.
hump
I got a question.
day.
Yeah. Have you all noticed Tuesday, the turnaround Tuesday? You know how we used to have the 10 o'clock turnaround? We still do have. What is that? Is that you? Your thing is playing?
No, that's you.
What what do I have that's playing like that? I don't know where I can hear that. It is like replaying what I just said, and I don't know how to make it stop. Oh, I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know how to make it not play twice.
Are you logged on to YouTube from a different device
Um, well, I am in YouTube, but no, I'm
or
not.
or another page?
I don't know.
All right,
Okay,
I can hear it playing, but
I've turned that off. With that, I can too. I just don't know where to go find it. Okay, let me make sure nothing else is running. Nothing else is ready. Are y'all hearing everything twice? Because I am.
I only hear it coming through your headset. It's not real loud, but I can hear it.
Wow. Okay. That's gonna bother me. And I don't know where it's playing from. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna mute that. Okay, there it is. I think it was inside of my Instagram. There we go. Whew. La la la. Good morning. Let's try again because that right there was weird. Usually when I start Instagram, it's quiet. Anyway, me and you could hear it. Nobody else could, I don't think. So looks like Ward is here. Tanya is here. Hey Tiva, good morning. Tiva, let's set a time to make sure we talk. Okay. McDonald's fallout. But last week there was a recall on meats. I wonder if there are others affected. So is it Listeria McDonald's? McDonald's has is it no Listeria was the other meats, the waffles and all those things with the Listeria. And McDonald's had something else going. Not E. coli. Was it E. coli? It's something, but McDonald's is basically been falling. E. coli. There we go. I thought it was something started with an E. Thank you, Tanya. Um, Janae says, you don't hear an echo. Well, good. I think it's gone now. Ray, good morning, Ray. And everybody say good morning to Jamie. Hi, Jamie. He don't.
That's funny.
That was me being everybody saying hi, Jamie.
Hi,
Hi,
Jamie.
Jamie.
That's funny.
Good morning, sick and good SYK. I'm not gonna call you sick. SYKY. Good morning. And hey Tamar, good morning, good morning. Looks like we've got a little bit of a downwards open. We had a gap down this morning. I don't know, did SPX fill that gap yesterday? I started filling it in the morning and then I went off to do all the other things that are left to do for me in the mornings now. For me every morning, I did have a break on Tuesday and Thursday between this call and my next time I taught was like 12:15. I had a little bit of a break in the morning, but now 4 days a week I do not have that break between the two. And it has caused me some angst. It has caused me some mental angst. But this morning I was getting ready for this call. My mom used to always say to me, my mom passed away a few years ago, 2020, actually, 4 years ago. And she would always tell me because I'd be busy doing all the things that, my mind would allow me to do. She would always tell me to refocus my focus. And this morning when I was getting ready and thinking about the fact that my morning is all got all this stuff going on, I heard the voice of my mom say, refocus your focus. And it brought tears to my eyes because she definitely is yet and still making sure that I try to stay on the path that I need to be on. She still tries to help. I didn't listen very well when she was telling me these things before, but I'm listening now, mommy. I'm listening now. So I'm trying to refocus my focus. All right. Looks like I see everybody talking about ENPH and talking about McDonald's. So I'm going to turn the call back over to Jamie, and Jamie can take over from here. All right, Jamie, here you go. Back to you, Jack, or back to you, Jamie.
All right. All right. Good evening. Good morning,
Good
everybody.
evening. Yeah.
Good evening. Uh, let's see what we got here. So far, everything is down. Do not be blaming them onions on them quarter pounders either. The S and
Are
P
those even
500
real onions?
falls for third day as the Treasury yields continue rising. The VIX is up 1.92% to 1855. All of Europe is down, and Asia is mixed. The Nikkei is down 0.80%, and the Nifty 50. I'm still trying to figure out when that came about. The Nifty
Mm.
50 is down 0.15%. So yeah, for those of who was following Coca-Cola, their earnings topped. They topped their earnings, right? And then of course you got the McDonald's situation with the E. coli outbreak linked to the onions and the quarter pounders. The price
Really?
did drop about 7%. Yeah, they seem to have tracked it to a particular distributor, et cetera, et cetera. I'm glad that they, jumped into action and tried to get it, as wound down as possible. Um, because when you are dealing with a company that's that big,
Mm-hmm.
you can, that can be a problem. So, but they basically had instructed all the restaurants to remove this slivered onions from their supply, and
Mm.
then they paused the distribution of that ingredient in the affected areas.
And you know
Right?
that McDonald's basically they're all of the franchises, they all order from the same place. I mean, that's part of the McDonald's model is that they all order from the big McDonald's warehouse per se. So they're going to get things like that from approved vendor that supplies everybody. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's bad. That's bad.
Yep. And they've had those in the past. They've had similar E. coli, um, type of outbreaks with McDonald's. So yeah, that is definitely something to watch.
Mhm.
Right. For our earnings on today, we have today is Wednesday or Tuesday.
Wednesday.
Just checking. All
Mm.
right. Before the open, we had Vertiv and Boeing, AT&T. AT&T stock price is very low right now. I was very surprised how low it was. Coca-Cola reported earlier, along with the Boston Scientific. After close today, Tesla and Lam Research. Lam Research, Alyssa. What is it?
Mm.
What is the ticker? IBM. IBM is surface now.
The blackness, it's the
Dude,
blackness. I promise, it's the blacks. It's
I'm just trying to make sure you know.
it is the
Like,
blacks.
like what is the ticker?
Oh my
Before,
goodness. Ah, yeah,
before the
yeah.
open, we do have tomorrow
So
American
funny.
Airlines, UPS, Southwest are all reporting, along with NASDAQ. OSI Systems is part of the tech space on the electronic side. And then after the close, Western Digital on tomorrow, they're in there. Most people don't really too much hear about Western Digital, but they are still in the mix. Appfolio is another one people you probably don't hear about that much, but and then Colgate Palmolive on Friday before open is the main one that I see that may be of some significance to what we're trying to accomplish.
Is that
All right.
Tesla? tonight?
Tesla is after close today. Yep.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay.
Um, all day today, orange folder for Forex Factory, the BRICS Summit. Right, we had the FOMC member Bowman speaking, yellow folder. 10 o'clock is existing home sales. That's an orange folder. And then the IMF meetings, International Monetary Fund meetings, all day yellow folder. At 10:30, we got crude oil inventories. That's the orange folder. And once again, at noon today, yellow folder, Barkin will be barking. FOMC member Barkin will be speaking. And then at 2
Okay.
o'clock, we got the yellow beige book. So we have one 10:30 event that with an orange folder, and then but all day you have this BRICS summit. So that may or may not be something to worry about, depending on how much credence you put into what we're seeing today. Right? That was Forex Factory. Over here on investing.com, the IMF meetings is 1 star, but they also have the mortgage rate, MBA 30-year mortgage rate, and the mortgage applications week over week, and the purchase index, the market index, the mortgage refinance index. Those were all 1 stars. All right, neutral impacts in terms of the economy. Bowman speaking at 9 o'clock was 2 stars over here. And then existing home sales in 1 minute for September, 3 stars. And existing home sales month over month for September is 2 stars. That'll be something we may see being impacted this morning. Crude oil inventories, 3 stars. EIA refinery crude runs week over week is 1 star. The crude oil import, 1 star. Cushing crude oil inventories is 2 stars. And that's when you start your distillate fuel production, EIA weekly distillate stocks, gasoline production, heating oil stockpiles, and your EIA weekly refinery utilization rates week over week. Those are all 1 stars, along with your gasoline inventories. Barkin speaking is 1 star over here. And the only thing that I see that's left that we didn't see on the other one was the 20-year bond auction, which is 2 stars. And the beige book is 2 stars at 2 o'clock. And those are the last things that I see as far as that is concerned. All right. Our listener was asking earlier if the gap from yesterday got filled. It did. Right about here is where it got filled. Boom, boom, boom. So over here, somewhere,
Kept
what
right
is
on
that?
going, didn't it?
115. Yep. 150. This is a double top, by the way. Boom, boom, and then it dropped. So we are sitting right here in SPX. You want to do Mancini now?
Yeah, if you're ready.
Okay.
Okay. So now that we're talking about that gap strategy, basically I've mentioned on here a few times, I'm trading it at this point in my sim, learning it in my sim, but I've identified different, this is what it is. And y'all already know I'm an option seller coach. So this is where I focus my attention. But I do feel like there's potentially a simple, and I'm putting simple in quotes, opportunity to watch the morning gaps fill or the gap down, gap up on certain things. And then I incorporate that with the strat. So looking at your strat combinations that says maybe a 2-2 reversal or a 3-2 reversal once it gaps down. And once it enters back into the gap or there's a reversal according to one of those combinations, it may continue up at least 50% of the gap, maybe 75% of the gap. Sometimes, like yesterday, it fills the entire gap. All right. So I incorporate the gap fill as well as the strat to help to tell you when to enter or when's a good safe entry, and then watch the gap fill for that period of time. Again, I'm still working it in my sim, but I see at this point there may be some opportunity there as a buyer. Y'all already know I'm a seller coach, so that's where I'm is most of the time is in my selling. But I'm thinking I've looked at that happen a few times, and I do see that there's may potentially be decent opportunity there. All right. Adam says deja vu in SPX. And just like yesterday, we had the late day rally into the overnight dip. Good start so far. 58.28 was the first support down, and we just tagged it. It's well tested and weak from yesterday. The bulls must recover 58.38 off of it in order to push to 58.52 plus 58.17 or 20 below here if ES wants more. And I left ES here because ES is, I'll say, the driver to SPX. SPX seems to follow the ES. So I left ES there on purpose. ES is the futures, SPX futures or S&P 500 futures. Okay. Gap between the ES and SPX is about 40 right now. If you're trading XSP, you've got 585 on the call credit spread side and 581 on the put credit spread side. I mentioned yesterday, and I still want you to continue. If you're looking at later day iron condors and later day trades that you want to do credit spreads and later in the day, utilize that VWAP, right? Utilize VWAP. And if you're not sure about what I'm talking about with a VWAP, then we need to you number one, if you were in my charting challenge, that's something you understand. Other than that, I believe the VWAP video is on my channel. Jamie, has the VWAP video been put on my channel, or was that? No, I did the good entry. I think VWAP is the next one that needs to be put up. I'm looking over here because I'm thinking. This is where I think over here.
Oh, is that the specific spot? You got me looking all up in the corner of my window, like, what is she looking at?
Like,
Okay.
is there something over there?
Your little thought bubble was supposed to appear to let us know, but it
Was
didn't
supposed
show
to
up.
pop up. I think
Yeah,
I don't know if the VWAP one has been. It had to have been put up by now. Do you know, Jamie? Do you remember?
I'll check and see.
Okay, how about we do that? How about you check and see if the VWAP video is up? If it's not, I need to make sure. I don't think it is though, because I don't remember. I'm not remembering now having done like all the support stuff to like all the keywords and all those. I don't remember doing all of that for it, but it may be done anyway. But let's work on the VWAP video because that will help us. That could help you with the end of day credit spreads for those who like to do end of day credit spreads. VWAP can be an assistance. All right. That's what Adam had to say over there. Now we're going to what could be our trade of the day. Did several of you, I think, entered the or trade of the week, trade for the week. It's not really of the day. We did SOXL yesterday. We did SOXL yesterday, and I was actually trying to see. I'm actually trying to see what it's doing right now, what that trade is actually doing. Let me move it.
Nope, it was never. You never sent it.
I never sent what? The VWAP video to you?
Correct. The only one that's in holding right now is the strat.
I feel like the VWAP was a few videos back. Like it would have been back away. No, maybe I didn't. That was this past Saturday. That was that Saturday we did. Was it? I don't remember. Okay, let me put on my notes because I need to go back and get that video. Okay, video. I need to get the VWAP video to my editor. Somebody remind me to get the VWAP video to my editor. Where is the SOXL trade? There it is. SOXL, I did the iron condor. Okay. So one side, I think I took in $47 total between these two. One side is now worth $3. So one side is ready to close. Okay. We can see, how do you know the difference? Well, mark here. I don't need mark. I need mark. Oh no, that's 25. It's not ready to close. Let me adjust this because I don't need all this stuff. That doesn't tell me a thing. I need, where's my thing that lets me adjust these columns? Nope, that ain't it. Oh, there it is. Hiding, hiding. I don't need mark change. I can remove that. That's going to get in the way. Okay, so for the SOXL trade, this was yesterday. Oh, this is today. All right, let me focus. Focus, Arlessa. The Mm-mm-mm. Here we go. The put credit spread. Why did that just divide that like that? That was weird. I wonder why it divided it up between the calls and the puts. Put this back with, oh la la. The calls should go together and the puts go together. What are you doing? Anyway, the calls, this one and this one are both the calls. And there's about a $10 difference between those two. Looks like trade price, I took in $21 and they're worth 10. So actually it's over 50% in profit right now. The blue ones here is what I'm looking at. And then the two put strikes, I took in $23 between those two, and it's currently worth $32. So that one's in the negative right now. The whole entire iron condor is now worth, it got a profit of $2. Sometimes I'll take all four of the legs and set to close them together. That lets me see exactly how much it has drawn down. So, right. So I can take and create a closing order. Right now, the whole iron condor is worth $39 whenever it pops up. The whole thing is worth $39. I took in 47. So actually it is in profit right now, but it's only like $8, right? So I would take and change this. If I took in 47, let's say I want to close it for $20, which is, over 50% profit, and I would put this at good till cancel. That means I took in 47, and if I want to close it at 70% or 30%, 4 to 5, 10, 15, really about $15 is a 70% profit, right? Because I took in about 50, 30% of 50 is about 15. That means I want to pay 15 to get out. All right, this is what I would say for the whole iron condor. And the reason I put it together as an iron condor, the whole thing, is so I can see how it's drawing down. You can set the sides separately too, but you also want to know what is the whole iron condor doing. I entered the trade as a $47 iron condor. I want to exit the trade with profit, the entire trade with profit. Right. So I'm setting my closure for the entire trade because it was entered as an entire trade. Right. We also have XSP here in the monitoring. I don't know why this has separated that out like that. I must have clicked on something that made it do that because the calls should be together, the puts should be together. What are we doing here? Okay, XSP is a 1 DTE off the list. The calls worth $1. So actually we can set the call credit spreads to close. This was a 1 DTE off of the Peakbot alerts. If you're not letting it automate for you, you can do it manually. That's going to close. The call side is going to close for $2. And then let's see what the put side is actually worth. Looks like it's in the money. See that ITM right there? Took in $22 and now it's worth $64. Now I do have a stop loss plan that if it gets to 60 or 70, I close it. But I do try also to wait at least an hour to see what the market will do the first hour. So I try not to close stuff in the first hour, hour and a half. I want to give the 10 o'clock turnaround a chance to work. I want to give things a chance to settle down and see really is this the true direction that it's going. So I try not to close it this way, but I will turn on a closing order. Right, this closing order, I still will put it on for 0.05, which is what you try to close those at, to see what will it do. And then when I come back to look at it, I can look throughout the day to see what is it actually doing. If it doesn't get any better from this 64, I go ahead and close it for a small loss. I took in $47 for the XSP for the whole thing. I think it was $47. Took in for the whole thing, then I'll close it. If I took in 50 and I close it for 60, then I've only lost $10 on the whole iron condor. All right, that's the risk management I am working on for those. But let's look to see what would be a good potential for a trade for the week. We've got some ideas here. I actually am looking at snow is on the list. Let's see if it's still here. Every time I refresh it, remember this list updates every 5 minutes. So if the stuff stays at the top of the list, then it's fine. If not, populates with something else. And notice snow is not here anymore. I was looking at snow and XOP, so I may just look at XOP now instead. XOP 132 and 136. XOP is Exxon, right? Nope. Yeah, XOP. Qualcomm, CVS, Nike. Nike's been on the Iron Condor list for a couple days as well. But let's go look at XOP. XOP oil and gas, something and product.
That's an oil and gas ETF.
ETF. Okay.
XOM is Exxon.
There we go. I kept thinking that something was different about that. XOP. Let's look at the daily chart so we can see if there's anything that we need to be mindful of for our. Remember, they told us 132 and 136 is what came up on the list. Okay, so 136 definitely resistance. 136 and some change, and support would be. I gotta move you out of the way. Cancel. Where would our support be? Change it to a line, see what we see in here. This is all, oh, there's a sitting plot right here. And there's a bit of a chair right here in the 132 area, but it's a lean back chair. Lean back, lean back. As my nephew used to say, bean back, bean back. When that song first came out, my nephew Malik was a little boy. He would say, bean back, bean back. Um, okay, let's go with that. 132 and 136. See what, come on, there we go. XOP. You know, Wednesdays are actually pretty good days to get in credit spreads for the week because that means you only got a couple of days for for your money to be leveraged, couple days for price action. You've had a couple of days to watch the price action from the week already, so you that kind of helps you with that. 132, let's change this to a one spread. 132, 131. That side is paying $20. 131, 132 is paying $20, $26 and it's $20. The sim always gives you more monies. 136. That's why I always say, and I'm saying again, do not use the sim to guarantee to test the money you make on a strategy. You use the sim to test the strategy. Okay, 136 to 137 is $16 on this side. So we're going to take in $20 on the other side, $16 on the top side. And so that gives us $36 for an iron condor. $36 means you're leveraging $64 as collateral. All right. What was the NVIDIA joke? Let me see. I missed the NVIDIA joke. What made NVIDIA
I
fall?
screamed out loud.
Maybe NVIDIA has a has a quarter pounder.
Dude, I
It
literally
ha-
screamed out loud.
That's what Tanya. You good girl? You quick with it.
That was funny.
Quick with it. Uh, Janae said, "I just got your joke." NVIDIA stick to chips. Yeah, stick to chips. Leave the quarter pounders alone. Funny. NVIDIA had a quarter pounder. That's hilarious. Alrighty. So Tanya, are you saying XOM because you want us to look at it, or because that's what I was talking about with Exxon? Probably the Exxon one. Okay. I love y'all. I love my folkses. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay. So chart and trade. Oh, let's go to our list first before we go to chart and trade. Not sure if anybody's trading anything off of our little list. What are we trading off our list? Go ahead and
You did have a request for Netflix, Enphase, and TSM.
those were wanting to be looked at. I thought people were just talking about those. Okay.
Oh, I thought they wanted to be looked at. Sorry. All right. Maybe
They
not.
could, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't look to see real close. I did see them. Let me go back up
Those are
here
the
and see what I
those
look.
are the three that I see from Janae.
Okay. Alrighty. Then let's go take a check. What do you say? Enphase, Netflix, and what?
TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor.
Okay, TSM. Janae said y'all playing. We here to do charts. Okay, so this there was a gap here that TSM is filling. This is TSM we're looking at. From the close of one candle to the open of the next would be this all right here. Okay, this bottom piece is a little lower than it needs to be. Time is it? Okay. The close here to the open of that. Alrighty. So that gap is now being filled, but it is coming back down and hit this 20 period moving average. So you want to be mindful of that. The 20 period moving average will operate as a lasso and then it will push it again. So just keep that in mind as you do that. I'm pretty sure that's the 20. Let me go make sure that's the 20 that I'm talking about, the green one. The green one is it the 20? Which one is the green one? The green one is, and the, what is it? Slow average? Okay. The slow one is the 20. So the black is the 20 and the green is the 9. Okay. The black is the 20, the green is the 9. So it may put it back to the 20 is the one that will operate as the pullback. And this is the 9, which the EMA is going to run a little closer to it anyway. So we've got that there. Okay. Could it come back here and use this moving average as a push? It absolutely could still, even though this is the 9 period moving average here, it still could do that. So I would use maybe the 50% point of the gap as support and or the bottom of the gap as support. Okay, or the bottom of the gap as support, 187.49. Okay. Still would go with the PCS. Definitely. Let me see for looking for Friday. Let's put us on a single. Looking at probability out of the money for Friday, 192.5. Looks like it would be good, plus minus 5, basically. So if we took 5 off this, we'd be at 193 or 192.5. So 190, 192.5 would be paying $24. I wouldn't be in love with that at this point, but TSM 190, 192.5 PCS for Friday. I wouldn't be in love with those premiums, but it's still 10% of what you're leveraging. All right, that's for Taiwan Semiconductors. And if you really was, feeling froggy, you could use the top of the gap as your resistance and maybe go with an iron condor. That will probably do that later today or tomorrow. The other one was Netflix. Another gap. Netflix has not come back down to its gap yet. Doesn't it have earnings you said coming soon? The close of a candle to the open
That's
of
Tesla.
the next.
Netflix, I think earnings was last week, I believe.
Okay, is that what these things right here? Yes, earnings was a few days, yes, last week, like you said. Okay, so now it's pulling back off of this resistance. It's like it did its good old big jump, and now it's pulling back off of there. 773. Good old Netflix in the 700s. Didn't they split? Or do they need to split? Looks like they might need to be
I
considering it.
swear, I swear that I thought they did, but I'll be surprised if they keep up at this pace with that amount for longer, too much longer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep, triple Q did gap down. Make sure you watch that gap because you might be able to ride it, ride it, ride it. Okay, so Netflix, I'd go up above the top here and I'd look at the gap as some support, but it is still bullish. It's dancing around a bit, kind of consolidation-y, if that's not a word, but teach is a word. If you didn't watch it, if you're a part of our community, you need to go watch that video I put in there about the words teach, and there's so many of them that were so funny. It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute, which a minute and a hot minute are amount of time, but there's a difference between it's been a minute and it's been a hot minute. Y'all got to go watch it because it was funny. Okay, so let's go see what would be some strikes here for Netflix. 773 was where I said it's got a plus minus 14.5 or 15. So if you add that here, you're at what, 472? 472, 470. And I said, sorry, 773 is where I said the top of that was. So I would probably go to 775. You've got probability out of the money of 77 or 84, depending on, which one of those you're most comfortable with. 775 would be safer, but 770 could also very well work. 775. This is a 5 spread and you're pulling in $53. That's over 10%. But I personally would want to come down just one more, just a little bit. And then you'd have 87 is what you'd pull in premiums on the 770, 775. Okay. Netflix. Now, I do see opportunity on Netflix to do an iron condor even more. So that way you definitely could pull in money on both sides. The sim just gave us $90 for this side. So that's, pretty good percentage. And if you wanted to go and look on the put credit spread side, if you were feeling froggy, probability out of the money brings you down to about 740 would be fine, probably 83%. And you could do this two of the 2.5s to balance off that other one. 737, 740, $33 each, and you do two of them to balance the money from the other side. So you take in $30 a piece from those, which is 60 more dollars. Actually, 42 is dancing around. The bid ask spread must be big because the price is dancing around a lot. 775 and two of the 737.5, 740 PCS. Okay, let's see what that. I don't think that one should still be working because I don't see it. It's dancing around the price. I'd change it to getting closer to what it currently is, which is 35. So you take in $70 on one side and $90 on the other side, which is $160 for a 2-4-5 spread. 160 for a 5 spread is about a 30% return on that collateral. What was the last one?
ENPH.
Yeah, she hit send because I'm in the sim. You can send in the sim. EMPH. Yeah, and you're in the sim. You just like, oh, well, it's in the sim. You can send fast when you're there. You know who is doing well on the books that people doubt is PayPal. Yes. Yes. We can trade those. Trade PayPal. EMPH. Thank you, Jamie. EMPH. Oh, it had a big gap down this morning. PayPal is, people's kind of sleeping on PayPal. Square is trying to come in and take up its bit of market share, but PayPal is doing its thing. I want to clear off these drawings. Okay, I need to go because I act like I don't have to teach in about 4 minutes. I may leave. Jamie, will you chart EMPH? Yes, Sim Rich.
Yep.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna leave y'all with the master charter.
Oh my God.
You are the master charter. I chart like whoop whoop whoop, and you go much deeper. Like Jade said, Jamie be so happy when he chart. You all in it. All right.
Who's the
Okay,
master charter?
everybody.
So enough. All right. Show enough.
Show enough. Show enough. The master charter. Don't come for you. Listen, you and your charting skills are unmatched.
That is funny.
Yeah. Okay. All righty. I will see you all in the market. I want you to have a great green day, though, everybody. I'm going to go teach and I will see y'all in the market. If you're in my community, feel free to send a message and see what's going on. If you need me, y'all can reach out. You know that. Okay.
This
I
fructose LDL. It means
what?
enjoy your day
Oh,
in Spanish.
disfruta?
This frutas.
Oh, disfrutas. Okay. Learning stuff. Thank you. Bye,
Me and
everybody.
Duolingo, baby.
I know.
I'm telling you, don't ask me for too many more sentences, though. I can only do like 3 to 4 words at a time. Don't take me faster than I'm ready to go. Amen. That's hilarious. All right, y'all. Let's see what in phase is talking about. In phase. Let's go. I'm going to clear up this chart for you. Let's see what we come up with. I'm going to clear the studies, move all studies. We'll clear the drawings. Whoa. This is an interesting pattern. All right. Here's what I see. This is on the weekly, so I'm going to make this one yellow. Man, this pattern looks just like a... What is this? It goes north to south. Right here, the lows were even. This would be almost looks like a bearish wedge. Bearish flag right here. Kind of looks like this one, or yeah, if it came back down, that means it popped out on that side. Wow. All right. On the daily chart, we have a super gap right here, which we will acknowledge. Then we'll run over to the options chain. Let's see what the options chain is talking about. I'm going to... Price action has pushed this up. So this is about what we got so far. All right. And because I know different people like to chart differently, there's 2 ways you can chart this, in my opinion, on this daily chart. You can do this, which will be a cheer formation. Leg in, you can put all of these in the base. You can do leg in, these in the base for this leg out, which is this gap right here. So to take advantage of a strong leg out. That's one way of doing it for your cheer formation. The other way to do it, or shall I say that I've seen it done, is that sometimes I've seen people use this leg out, this leg in right here, and go leg in, base, leg out. So they're still taking advantage of this leg out. And this is such a push going down that is still a strong leg out regardless. In this situation, because you have this happening, I would be okay with putting all these in here. This is this is a good way to highlight this zone, if you will. So that's how I'll be looking at in phase in terms of that. And then I'll be going back here to see what kind of zone we got, and kaboom. We got something going on right here. This was a gap up. And this is already telling me what my buyer zone is just by looking at it. In fact, you got a couple things you can do here. Right? So I have seen this done. The reason why I always point out the different ways I've seen it done is because charting it can have such a personalized kind of art form effect to it. Different people see different things, and so I usually share all the things and all the ways I've seen people chart. Whether I agree with it or not, I know that there are people who might chart it that way. So I try to make sure I acknowledge all of those. Let's see. What are drawings? I'm looking for this one. So I'm going to say, because we have to come back here, open this up. Some people, I've seen it charted where this is the leg in, this is the base, this is the leg out. So that's a cheer formation. So I've seen this charted something like this. So when you pull it out, or shall I say pull it back, might look something like that. Leg in, base, leg out. So I've seen it done that way. The other way that I've seen it done is move this up and move this line down. And why would you do that? Because you would have a strong leg in. Now it puts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles in this base. You still take advantage of this strong leg out. But the other thing I would say about this is that it does a good job of highlighting the prices, all the buyers in this zone, if you will. So by doing it that way, you kind of, further showing where this zone is in terms of where the buyers are. So that's another way of looking at that, going back in that direction. Like I said, there's so many ways to do it. If your goal is to take advantage of the leg out, to me, the cleanest way to do it is just to go leg in, base, leg out, and then wait. Let's see what happens. To me, that's the cleanest way you can do that. Or go to the weekly and see what the weekly got to say about it, and see if there's some stronger zones on the weekly that you might like. So in this case, you might like going on the weekly, and now you got leg in, 2 in the base, leg out, right there. Right? So if this was done for the weekly, you will have this. It has not went through that zone yet over here. And then you could probably go up here, leg in, base, leg out, and have you a weekly zone up here. Or you might want to use this as the base of a chair, leg in, base, leg out. Right? So if we're looking at it from the daily, it could look like this. Seller zone, buyer zone. And I could take this out because it has already filled that gap on this side. So in this case, it would be in a buyer zone over here. All right. So that means that looks like the sellers are trying to push that down. I would be more comfortable with a call credit spread above it if I was looking at M phase. So I'll be up here. So you're looking at one spread, 17 cents. So on $100 collateral, collect $17. You can do, I looked at 79 was the price. It added it to 3 prime rounders. It's up to 4. That's how I got to 83. And I want it to be above price because it is the opposite of what's going on right here. But since I see that there are sellers trying to push this down, that lets me know that it's trying to push its way up. So I might be able to get, some okay premiums. 83 happens to be about right here inside of this gap. So $17 is not bad. And 83 is about where this gapped up. Here, 82.89, 82.79, somewhere in there. So 17 cents. That's not a bad deal right there. Doing 17 cents. I guess because there is a gap here, I would be okay with looking at something above. Well, let's see. Yeah, I probably would leave this. I would even look at the I wouldn't even mess with the put credit spread yet because I don't know what all is happening here. But I will say that this 73.49 is a weekly price, and I would expect it to be some type of reaction here. But as of right now, over 10%, over 15% return on collateral for Friday's expiration is not a horrible idea for Enphase. So this is what SPX is doing right now. For those of you trading the breakout, twice it has came down here to this Mancini number and bounced off of it. And retreated. So this is telling me that this is a strong, something's going on with this price. It's bouncing off down here. And it looks like it's not even trying to do anything up there at the top. All right. Let's take a look at, this is your Russell 2000. This is strong as well, about right here. This came down here, tapped that line, went back up. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. So there, even though it has broken out, there hasn't been a direction established really, because it's broken out the top, came back down, broke out the bottom, came back down, or came back up. So for those of you who are looking at the breakout, trading that strategy, I would imagine some people probably did get in here or in here, I would guess. But it hasn't broken out with a candle outside of solid candle outside of those areas, right? So let's take this around before we bounce out of here. All right, so the latest information, the Dow Jones is down 0.49%, S&P 500 down 0.35%, the NASDAQ is down 0.55%, and the Russell 2K is down the most at 0.57%. The VIX is up slightly, 18.47. That's what we have here, okay? Let's see here. I don't see any more comments. Swing around to our E2T declaration. By faith, I am a successful trader. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. Money likes me. Because money is comfortable around me, it is drawn to me. E2T daily prayer. Lord, give us wisdom and knowledge for our trades today. Help us to make smart and lucrative decisions for our portfolios. Okie dokie. As usual, we want you to stay green and get this money. Have a profitable trading day. Don't forget, we still have our noon yellow folder and 2 o'clock beige book, as well as the BRICS Summit, which is the all-day orange folder, and day 3 of the International Monetary Fund is happening as well. So keep your eyes peeled. Trade on the safe side, okay? You all have a great trading day, and we will see you either in our Telegram group or on the next broadcast, all right? Hasta mañana.